welcome to Polish with Ray. I'm Rachel and today I'm going to be sharing with you the newest collection from KBShimmer. It's their collection for fall 2023 called It's Fall About You. Before we get started, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up if you're excited to see KBShimmer's fall collection for 2023. I know personally I am probably the biggest fan of what they come out for fall. I really love their summer collections too though. And I guess their winter ones, I mean. And if you're not already subscribed, make sure you do that too. I've got a lot of exciting content coming to my channel over the next few months, and I don't want you to miss it. So KBShimmer's fall collection features 9 gorgeous shades. We have a big variety of finishes, which I love to see. There are reflective glitters, some really intense shifty shimmer, some holographic, magnetic. I feel like something for everybody. This collection is going to be available on the KBShimmer site on September 15th, so mark your calendars. And if you didn't know, KBShimmer is one of the brands that the stockist Beyond Polish carries. I am a Beyond Polish affiliate, so if you use code RAY at checkout, you'll get these beautiful polishes I'm sharing with you today at a discount. I'll link the Beyond Polish site and my link down in the description box in case you want to shop there. And of course, I will link all of KBShimmer's information to their social media and their site as well. All right, I'm gonna live swatch these beautiful polishes for you. We're gonna take a look at some comparisons too, and then at the end, I will tell you my favorites. Let's go ahead and get into the swatches. All right, so we're taking a look at the collection in rainbow order, starting with Core Values. This one's described as being a deep jewel-toned red polish that shifts from deep red into maroon and brick, and at extreme angles you may even see some gold and deep pink shifts. So this one had an absolutely beautiful formula. I was super pleased with the opacity, very full coverage on the first coat, but definitely a solid 2-coater for most people. The intensity of the shimmer though reminds me of some of the polishes I love that take 3 coats to build up. It's just very prominent and attention grabbing, but builds up very quickly. I hope that makes sense. So you can see there is a gorgeous, gorgeous shift to gold, kind of copper in there, and in full bright lighting you get an intense red shift. You'll have to let me know in the comments if you like this macro video. It didn't turn out quite how I had anticipated, but it's kind of cool to see the polish shift up close. And there's that intense shift to the gold there. So beautiful. I wore this one for a couple days and absolutely loved it. So there are 2 coats of Core Values with a glossy top coat. And I did do some comparisons for a lot of these. So on the far left, we've got Totally Stoked. That was from winter a couple years ago. In the center is Core Values from this collection. And on the far right, we have It Scares Me from September 2022 PPU. In the bottle, the shimmer looks similar, but oh my goodness, they're completely different on the nails. It Scares Me. That one's purple, so enough said. And then Totally Stoked leans a lot more pink. It also has holographic, which Core Values does not. And next we have Patch Things Up. This one is a bold pumpkin red-orange polish. It's got shifting shimmer as well. I think the same kind of shifting shimmer as we saw in Core Values, but this one shifts from gold to red to pink to lime. This one also really pleased me in terms of opacity. It looks kind of sheer on that first coat, but it built up beautifully for me in 2. I think most people will be good with this one in 2 coats, but if you've got really long nails or if you're going in for super thin coats, you might want to go in for 3. But here's what it looked like for 2 for me. I loved it. And if you are a gold shimmer lover like I am, I've been loving gold shimmer lately, you're gonna love this collection because we see a whole lot of it. Here it is on the full hand swatch, so intense, like it almost looks metallic. It's just very prominent, very shiny, super sparkly. In lower lighting, I feel like it almost looks like a multi-chrome. It's just dazzling, so beautiful. And I love the green shift in here as well. That was super noticeable. So here are 2 coats of Patch Things Up with a glossy top coat. And then here's another comparison. On the right, we have Any Way You Slice It from this year's summer collection. And then on the left, anyway you slice it. On the right, patch things up from this collection. I was sure these were going to be very close, but once again, they're quite different. You can see any way you slice it is a whole lot more yellow leaning, and it almost makes patch things up look like it has like a red base. The shimmers aren't too far off, but I do feel like patch things up is quite a bit shiftier. Continuing on with our kind of orangey shades, the next one's called I Can't De-Cider. This one is a cider colored multi-chrome polish that's loaded with hollow flakes. It's got a warm coppery base with shifts to yellow, gold, and lime. Sometimes you see like a rusty orange color, and the hollow flakes are very silvery in appearance. So this one surprised me with the opacity too. It looks kind of sheer because the base color is kind of close to my skin tone, but it was fully opaque in 2 coats as well. Very full coverage, super shifty. We can see a gold shift very prominently again, and I love this finish. Shifty shimmer hollow flakes, that's my favorite. So here's what it looks like in 2 coats. You can see absolutely no visible nail line, extremely shifty, and I was unsure about that multi-chrome description, but I totally see it. It has a very clear shift from one shade to the next. This one I actually liked more than I was expecting. So 2 coats of I Can't De-Cider with a glossy top coat. And I was sure I had something in my collection that was kind of close to this, but the closest thing I could find was Shamash Hit, which released in a holiday collection a few years ago. They're not close at all, but I filmed this comparison, so I figured why not include it. Maybe you realize you love Shamash Hit and you don't have it and you want to hunt it down. It's beautiful, but it's nothing like I Can't De-Cider, so. And next we have Go Big or Gourd Home. This one is the same kind of shifty shimmer as Core Values and Patch Things Up. It's described as being a shimmery pine green polish loaded with shifting shimmer that shifts from blue to pink to coppery orange to gold. At some angles you'll even maybe see lime and aqua. And yes, yes, and yes. Whew, the levels of shift in this polish is unreal. Like, I just can't believe it. Every time I look at my pictures, I'm like, wow. And it totally looks like that in person. So this one was also fully opaque for me in 2 coats. I could see maybe someone needing 3, but I think most people will be good in 2. And the base color is kind of interesting. It's very cool for green. It looks kind of teal. And because it's kind of on the deeper side, the shimmer just pops. It's so contrasting. I see a lot of pink, a lot of gold, a lot of green, and it kind of creates this rainbow effect on the nails. It's so incredibly beautiful. So 2 coats of Go Big or Gourd Home with a glossy top coat. And here's a quick comparison for you. We've got Cool Beans from the summer collection and Go Big or Gourd Home. This is another example of 2 polishes that look kind of close in the bottle. Not as close once you swatch them out. You can see Cool Beans has a much more blue leaning base, whereas Go Big or Gourd Home is more teal, it leans more green, and of course the shimmer is completely different between the 2. Both beautiful, but different. Up next, we have Ready to Throw Down. This one is described as being a deep navy-based magnetic polish with twinkling hollow flakes. In the magnetic pull, we've got vibrant purple, fuchsia, rose pink, and then in contrast, the blue base looks black or bluer. Blue? So this one was very full coverage as well. Great opacity on the first coat, although I don't think it'll be a 1-coater for anyone. I did feel comfortable, however, applying that first coat and then magnetizing the second coat. That's kind of what it looks like unmagnetized. Applied the magnet, held it for a minute, and it looked like this. Very, very pretty. I kind of got a bald patch there. I don't think I let that first coat dry for long enough, but you can see it really pulls in that purple fuchsia pigment and leaves behind this like night sky blue base, especially with those hollow flakes. This one felt very galaxy to me. And on the middle and ring finger is what it looks like unmagnetized. Also so pretty. And there's that shift to gold. Yeah. This one is gorgeous. I'm not a big magnetic person, but KBShimmer does them very, very well. So 2 coats of ready to throw down with a glossy top coat. And don't worry, reflective lovers, KBShimmer didn't leave you out of this release. The next 2 are reflective polishes. So this one is called Ripped Apart, and it's described as being a deep navy blue polish with reflective glitter. I believe it has blue reflective glitter. That's what it looks like in the bottle anyway. So this one has more of a jelly base. It's definitely on the easier side to work with in terms of reflective glitter. You know, a lot of times they can get thick and gloopy, but because this one has a more jelly base, it is very easy to work with. Not super thick, but on the thicker side. However, because of the jelly base, I did find that I needed 3 thin coats to build this one to full opacity and avoid any bald spots and to get it fully opaque and rich like it appears in the bottle. So very sparkly, another one that reminds me of a night sky. Just a beautiful, beautiful shade of blue. It kind of leans a little bit more warm as far as navies go, but yes, just absolutely gorgeous and twinkly. If you're not familiar with reflective glitters, they do dry down to a sandy texture, so it's shown here with a glitter smoother and a glossy top coat, and it will be difficult to remove. And here is what it looks like with a flashlight on it. Very sparkly. So that is 3 coats of Ripped Apart with a glitter smoother and a glossy top coat. And another comparison for you, we have Tapped Out to compare it to. You can see Tapped Out, the blue base is a lot more grayed out. It's got silver reflective glitters as well instead of the blue, and a purple shimmer running throughout. They look kind of close in person, but because of that purple shimmer and the change in the glitters, they are quite different. This release, Ripped Apart, looks much more bright. And here we have Let the Beet Drop. This one is described as being a deep purple leaning beet colored reflective polish. It looks like, again, that the reflective glitters are kind of a purple shade, and this one was kind of hard to capture accurately on camera for some reason. It looks kind of red in a lot of my videos and photos, but in person, because of those reflective glitters, I think they're pink or purple. It really does appear to be a little bit more berry leaning. This one I felt like was more opaque than the blue we just looked at, Ripped Apart, so I was able to get it to full opacity in 2 coats, and I absolutely loved this base color on me. This is what I think of when I think of fall, just like cozy blankets, like, I don't know, like burgundy sweaters. It was so beautiful, very dazzling, and again, the reflective glitter sparkles so well in that rich fall-y base. So here's what it looks like under flashlight. You can really see those purpley pink reflective glitters sparkle so pretty. So pictured are 2 coats of Let the Beet Drop with a glitter smoother and a glossy top coat, and this one will be difficult to remove too. I would soak it off. And here's a comparison for this one. We see it compared to There's a Nap for That, which was last year or the year before's winter release. This one is much more pink than Let the Beet Drop. It looks like a bright pink next to Let the Beet Drop, which is much more berry leaning. Up next is Along for the Ride, and this one's described as being a deep purple multi-chrome polish. We've got shifts to burgundy, magenta, almost black, warm pink, and fuchsia. and it has hollow flakes. I love a multi-chrome with hollow flakes, especially when they're darker in the base. They just sparkle so beautifully, and I just feel like they're perfect for fall and winter. So this one had an absolutely gorgeous formula, fully opaque in 2 coats. Couldn't have been more easy to work with, and I really saw a lot of hollow sparkle when it was up against that deeper base color. Lots of rainbows there. Very, very pretty. So here's what it looks like built up in 2 coats. It does look like it has like a blackened plum base. Sometimes it looks black, sometimes it looks like a super dark purple, and then we see shifts to pink and purple predominantly. Yeah, so pretty. I really enjoyed this one, and I didn't think I would, because multi-chromes also aren't always my favorite. So 2 coats of Along for the Ride with a glossy top coat. And I threw in a comparison for this one too. You see it compared to Lights Out, which was released a few summers ago. This one's also a multi-chrome with a kind of black base and some pink purple shifts, but it's got a shift to blue too. It doesn't have the hollow flakes, and I would say the base for Lights Out is more truly black than Along for the Ride, which leans a little bit more purpley. And the final shade I have to share with you today is called The Perfect Match. It's a sheer but buildable shimmery polish. It's got a pale silvery white base with loads of shimmer, shifting from red to peachy orange to warm gold and lime. This one's also got those gorgeous hollow flakes, and you can wear it on its own or wear it as a topper, and I'll show it both ways. So you can see this one is true to description. It's quite sheer on the first coat. It's the only one in the collection that I say everyone will need 3 coats if they want to wear it at full opacity. Maybe I could detect a little bit of my nail staining through 3 coats, but I couldn't see my nail line. So 3 coats for this one. Gorgeous gold shift. I also love the shift to red, to orange. It just, again, contrasted so well against that cool silvery base. And the hollow flakes were very sparkly. At certain angles, this one almost looked like it kind of had like a bluish base. At one coat, I felt like it looked a little bit blue. So I bet it would look stunning over a blue. But anyway, I'm gonna show it layered over What the Fudge. I love that name. That was released in spring a few years ago. So over this brown base, the shimmer really pops. My goodness, the red, the orange, the gold too, and the hollow flakes are just gorgeous. And I wanted to layer it over a color like this to see if the base would really show up, if it would change the base color, the brown. It did a little bit. So 3 coats of The Perfect Match with a glossy top coat. Aren't those shifts amazing? So I did a few comparisons for this one too. We see Fizz the Season, which was a few holidays ago. This one had a really similar base color. The shifts were a little bit different. It shifts from mostly copper to gold, a little bit of green there, and linear holographic. And then I also compared it to Self Reflection, which is a reflective glitter, just to see base color wise if they were similar, but that one's a little bit dustier. All right, so that is KBShimmer's fall collection for 2023. Are you super excited? Because I know I am. It's so hard to pick favorite. I'll start with the honorable mention first. It was Let the Beet Drop, which is just the cutest name. I am just as surprised as you are to see a reflective glitter in this top pick. I was sure when I saw the collection as a whole, I said, oh, I love them, except the reflective glitters, take them or leave them. But this shade is beautiful. I just think it screams fall with kind of the jam, jelly, wine colored base, and the gorgeous reflective glitters just sparkle against that deeper base. I think this is so beautiful and one that I cannot wait to wear this season. My other top pick from this collection is Core Values. This one is the one that I'm wearing in the intro and outro of this video. I've had it on for a couple days. Absolutely love it. Screams fall to me. So rich, so vampy. I absolutely love shades like this, and this one was very well done. But my absolute favorite from this collection was Patch Things Up. This one I wore for 3 days. I probably mentioned that in the video, 3 or 4 days, I don't know, for a little bit. And I have never never received so many compliments on a polish before. I mean, adults, my students, everyone was coming up to me and like looking at my nails. Wow, what is that? That's so pretty. I like your nails. And you all know, indie polish, some people appreciate it, some don't. So when you find indie polishes that like everybody loves, even non-nail polish wearers, it's just like, yeah, I mean, it's kind of undeniable at this point. This is a crazy beautiful polish. The color is amazing. It's so bright enough, I think, to wear in the summertime or transition you from summer into fall, but also be super beautiful right in the middle of fall to wear to the pumpkin patch. Or Halloween, you know, it's perfect for this time of year, and such a beautiful color. The shimmer also undeniable, just incredible. So those are my top picks from this collection. Let me know down in the comments, what did you like? Are you going to be grabbing any of these shades? Don't forget, if you are, that you can purchase them from Beyond Polish at a little bit of a discount. Again, I will link all my information for that down in the description box. I hope you all enjoyed this video. I certainly did. Like, as soon as these came in the mail, I swatched them immediately. I just love KBShimmer collections. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye!